Do you know what I think might be the best meal of 2023?
You got a delivered cone.
They put the cone to the side. You scoop ice cream in.
Whoa.
Is this a food podcast now? And when you got 3 bags of food and 1 drink, it's like, Daddy's back.
I'd rather have 2 vids under my belt when we have that meal.
Tastes better.
Yeah, what about 1 podcast?
We've had a lot of meals.
Edinburgh McDonald's hit different, dude.
I had Raising Cane's for the first time this year.
Would you like cane sauce or cane sauce?
Yeah, do you want? It was like. Let's talk about the game. Congrats to Washington on winning it all.
That's Washington.
I think Michigan covers the 4.5.
Michigan is going to smash the shit out of
game of the year.
It's going to leave on top, national championship, and he's going to go to the Chargers.
Yeah, I like that call.
I don't understand why. Like, if you're Jim Harbaugh, by the way, welcome Bob Does Sports Podcast. Come to hear from El Segundo, Top Golf, Callaway event here. But if you're Jim Harbaugh, why would, like, he's got it made. He's got it absolutely made.
It's the Pete Carroll move.
Yeah,
all of the whole house of cards,
the
Holy Grail of winning a Super Bowl.
You're gonna get all these sanctions against you, so you just go to the NFL and you actually help yourself because you don't have to deal with any punishments, show calls, and you help the school because the school's just like, well, the dude that did it left us, like you can't bang us because he's gone. And then everybody's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody wants
It's the Pete Carroll. It's the classic Pete Carroll.
Well, no, Michigan's going to get slapped with some violations
but
regardless.
not nearly as bad as if he was still the coach.
Pete Carroll left USC in just pieces.
But not nearly as bad as if he had stayed there. That's true.
Some
it's
say
true.
they still haven't recovered.
USC
true.
was cool as shit when back in the day.
it still
They were
is,
the
dude.
coolest. Do you remember Dwayne Jarrett? Played wide receiver number 11.
Yeah, dude, they used to be
Matt
wide receiver.
Liner to Dwayne Jarrett.
Mike Williams.
What's his name? Dwayne?
Remember Mike Williams?
Yeah,
Remember how good he was?
Yeah,
Bryce
damn.
Butler.
Shout out
friend
to
of
you.
the show.
Shout out
Yeah.
friend of the program.
Wow. Yeah. He might be downstairs.
Yeah, he could very well be downstairs. A lot of big names
You
downstairs.
remember John David Booty?
I sure do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I could throw a spiral.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, good.
They were good, man. Like it's still like imagine being a college kid and you get to spend 4 years in LA.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
That's pretty cool.
You know, that's a good place to go play football.
Who was the
Ray Malaluga?
Sure.
Lindell White?
Yeah, wide receiver from the San Francisco 49ers that Harbaugh had when Kaepernick was the quarterback.
Oh,
one?
There were a few of
Braylon?
them.
You talking
No,
about
the
Braylon
best.
Edwards?
Not
Is he
Braylon Edwards.
Was he a tight end?
Michael Crabtree.
Crabtree.
Where's
Texas Tech.
He had the greatest catch of all time.
Graham Harrell.
Yeah, it was
He had the greatest catch. He had that game-winning catch
Beat
against
Texas.
ever.
Beat
Yeah.
Texas.
Oh, it was to beat Texas.
Yeah,
Texas
beat
Tech
Texas.
had 16 wide receivers all at once on the field.
Yeah, do you remember
It was wild.
Mike
the
Leach?
air raid.
Mike
Air raid,
Leach,
baby.
Mike
Leach.
Leach, rest
Mike
in peace,
Leach.
was coaching at the
Rest in
time,
peace.
and he shoved a kid in a shed because he couldn't run routes
Yeah.
correctly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I said rest in peace.
By the way, he was one of
Allegedly.
the funniest college
Oh my
football
God.
coaches, one of the funniest coaches of all
Have you
time.
heard him talk about golf?
No.
He's got this whole bit about golf
Yeah, it was really
and
good.
marriage. Like people knew that he would go off on like just random tangents, so they'd ask him the most like outlandish stuff about like life, and he would sit there and talk about it for like he'd give you no answer on his offense of the day, but he'd give you 7 minutes about why golf's a waste of time.
And it was like kind of a bit, but kind of wasn't. And then he
Yeah.
was just like,
I love Tennessee,
You
and you
love
guys gave me a lot of shit when I said it would be my dream place to play, and then they beat Alabama, and it was the craziest thing ever, and it was vindication for me. I didn't say it, but it was. I also forgot my black sweatshirt today, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I didn't get the memo, but yeah, that's my take
I
on
tell
it.
you what,
Neyland.
if you're a cornerback, you're sure as shit turning around for that ball. You're going to make
Yeah,
a
you
play on
will.
that
Turn
ball.
around for the ball.
Yeah, you
I
would.
spot the ball correctly.
I will say, I think cornerback is the hardest position in all of sports.
I agree
to
with
have
that.
to stay.
Did you see this thing that they were doing where they did the all-white team versus all-black team, and there was not a single white corner?
Seahorn.
So they were trying to put Christian McCaffrey as a cornerback because there's not. I don't think there's one white corner in the entire league.
Not anymore. Not since Jason Sehorn.
Jason Sehorn was a New York Giant. Whoa.
He was a good.
That's a
He was a
good
Pro
pull
Bowler.
there.
I thought he was a safety for
No,
some
he was
reason.
a corner. And
Jason
I think I
Sehorn.
honestly believe he may have been the last
Who was the
white
safety
corner.
You know who
for
else
the
was on that team?
Buccaneers?
Jesse Armstead.
It's a good team, dude.
Yeah.
Who was the safety
It
for
laid
the
the
Bucs?
foundation for some of the best defenses that the NFL's ever seen.
Sure. Who's the linebacker there?
At that time, dude, you got me, dude. All I know is my backyard, South Jersey, Sicklerville. We had about 50 yards, and I was just Jason Sehorn all day, dude.
Yeah.
All day. I was just out there, just backpedaling, turning around for balls.
Press coverage. We used to play flag football in like a real flag football league, and I played cornerback, and I was aggressive as hell.
I believe
Dude,
it.
I
You
didn't-
got 5 yards.
There wasn't
you
a
got 5
flag
yards
that
to
went
smoke
past
the
me,
guy.
dude.
One thing to be aggressive, it's another thing to be angry.
Aggressive as hell.
I would play aggressive. We used to do pickup basketball, and I'd have like 4 fouls within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I could.
That adds up.
Yeah.
You know my favorite thing about the corners, when they line up press,
Great combo.
That's great, right? Like that's cool. I love it when there's a last second, like a second before they snap, and the corner runs up real quick on the guy from like he was 10 yards back, and he runs up last second and just smokes him.
That reminds
I love
me-
that. That makes me happy.
That reminds me of my newest pet peeve in football is on 3rd and 8 when they play off coverage,
Can't play
off
off.
the first down marker.
Can't do that.
And the Eagles will, it's always the Eagles, they run to the marker and they turn around and the defense is just backing up on their heels, easy first down. I'm
Yeah.
sick of it.
It's
If you're on
Bradbury
defense-
too, specifically.
Yeah.
No, but I'm talking about the Eagles offense always converts
Yeah,
3rd and 8. If you play defense and it's 3rd down, plant your damn feet at the
I agree with
marker
that.
and make a tackle.
If you're gonna play off
Okay.
coverage, why is your first step backwards at the snap?
But,
You're already
no,
back.
you can go
That is
backwards, but
fair.
you
But
got to
why start?
just
why
know
at the
where the
snap?
marker is, know where the first
Well,
down
it's
is.
like Jet's pet peeve when it's 3rd and 1 and they line up in the shotgun.
That's
he gets absolutely
absurd too.
furious.
And there's a phenomenon in
Remember-
college football where guys don't know how to go under center, so they're taking kneels in the shotgun now. They've been doing it for a few years now. It'll be 4th, and they're
Yeah, I've
snapping the
seen that
ball
a lot
forward back and
more.
taking a knee. Get under center, cup the guy's butt, take the ball, go on your knees, and that's it. What
You
are
see
we
that
doing?
There's some teams swiping now that right when they snap it, they try and just dive under
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
They look,
Yep.
it's chaos.
they look so
Well, that's why they're doing the
absurd
shotgun.
it.
Someone
Neil.
did it. Someone did it, and it was a high school game. They did it with the spike. So the nose guard
Oh, yeah,
slides
tries to
under
get
the
under
center
it.
and catches.
I saw that on a spike.
Catches a
Yeah, the
spike,
pick. It was the
intercepts,
Eagles.
intercepts
Wasn't it
a
Jalen Carter?
spike.
It was the Eagles.
Now,
Did they do
It was
it?
a high school game.
It was
no?
a high school
Oh, I
game.
saw it in the NFL.
It was a high school game that got done successfully, so they tried it in the NFL. He didn't do it, but it was like they were like, "Oh yeah, he must have seen the video."
The
Can you
problem
imagine?
is
That is so. It's an interception.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah.
the odds of getting it are it's so hard to do, but you also look so ridiculous when you do it. It's a lose.
If you don't pull it off, you're
if
just
you
laying
don't
there.
pull it, you
Center's
look
just like-
dumb.
Yeah.
Look so dumb.
I would like if I was the center, I would just fall like I would just ass down on him, you know,
In other
Yeah.
news,
just
guys,
to like do it.
I just realized this is like the last time for probably a while that we're all going to be in LA again.
Oh,
Yeah,
together.
it's pretty wild that your
Isn't that
your
crazy?
last week is this week is insane. The fact that you're
Dude,
the first
I was
to
the
get to
most
Jupiter.
ACC's the
Florida.
king of false starts, dude. it's the Jed says it. He's the king of false starts.
Well, no,
the
if I
guy's
say I'm
getting
gonna
to Jupiter a
if I
month
say I'm
before
going to
any
do
of us.
something, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right away.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
By the way, when Jet did turn to Joe, we were watching that game. Jet's like, if you played football, you would lead the league in false starts. That was
He
such a
just
good
calls
line.
everything early, dude.
I'm
moving to
excited.
Florida early, dude.
Well, I don't know if it's early. It's
No,
like
you're actually making the right play because
I
you're
think
gonna.
the thing is just like if we're going to do it, let's just do it.
We,
Let's
we
just
did
get there.
say January.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
now
I already said
we
January. And all of a sudden, I go in January.
I said
next year.
We were all shocked when you were like, "Yeah, I'm January."
Well, I was the last one to really be all in on the idea. And
first
this
one
young
there.
man to the right of me was like, we got to do it. It's for the channel. It's for the best thing for everybody. And I was like, all right, well, you don't have to
And we're-
convince me.
and we're doing
And so
it.
I was like, okay, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And then
Jameis
it's like
say?
everybody's like
We
February,
gonna do it. We
maybe
gonna do it then.
March.
We
I'm
are
like,
doing it.
do
It
it.
is the
Don't do it,
best.
man.
It is the best thing for the channel and for our
I
families.
agree, but I'm not going to sit there and wait. I'm just going to do
You
it.
excited?
I am stressed, man. I tell you, there is nothing more. And by the way, Nicole's done like 90% of the work. The 10% that I have done has been very stressful. But moving, I think, is the number one thing I hate most in life. I really do. I've not moved purposely for 7 years out of my crappy apartment because I'm telling myself that I'm saving money, but it's really because I'm just too lazy to do it.
Yeah,
It's honesty. It's important.
Yeah, it's important, but it's hand up accountability. But I
we
tell you
go.
right now, moving stinks. And Bob, I feel like either you or Ticket has moved so many times.
I've moved at least 15
By
times.
the way, though,
Yeah.
the difference of Ticket, your move was silent as far as you go, and Joe's told me every single day about his move, what he has to like. I'll call Joe in the morning to be like, "Oh yeah, hey Bob, just changing my mailing address. I got to go over to the DMV. I got to do that. It's tough, Bob. This is moving." Ticket, I showed up to him dinner. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to Jupiter." He's like, "I'm packed. I'm already gone."
Dude,
I was
I
like,
called him the other day. I was like, oh, sorry. I was like, oh, I guess it's not that late where you are. He's like, I'm in Charleston. I was like, what? Like, you had the Airbnb in LA. He's like, yeah, I just left early. It's like, I'm gone. Yeah, I'm never going back. I was like, yeah, he didn't say a word. He just did it. This guy over here
was traveling.
I can't stand telling people my business. And seeing them look away for choosing. Like if I'm telling someone something and they're like, yeah, and then they come right back, I can't take them looking away. I don't think they're interested. They don't want to hear it. I know I don't want to hear it about other people. I don't want to burden people with a long story of moving that you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it.
I talked to you
I
about
told
moving
you I was in
earlier.
Charleston one day.
What a prick.
It was fun. I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
That actually, it comforted me knowing that it was just that easy.
Well,
It's not that easy.
There's something
It ain't
he's
that
not
easy.
doing.
I know, but that's like how I
Ticket's
felt.
also
I was
lived
like,
like 10 lives. He went to freaking Machu Picchu. He's been,
true.
the
Every
guy's
time I
been
move, I lose a little bit more stuff. I get attached to a little bit less. So
Smart.
I get rid of
Stay
stuff.
light.
This is about my 15th move, so I had almost nothing but the clothes on my back.
That's not a bad way to be. He's been in the
15?
same. This guy's been, like you said, in the same apartment for 7
It's
years.
insane the amount of shit
Has
that
it
you
been-
accumulate
You
over.
only have 2 closets.
I know, but I got rid of 6 garbage bags full of clothes.
Before he got any sort of apparel deal, every time we went to film, Joe would never do laundry because you don't have in-unit laundry.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
what you would do, you'd always talk about how I got to go to Roger Dunn and I got to buy clothes for the trip.
because Bob would call me and be like, I need something electric out of you. I'm like, damn, dude, I don't have that much money. Every time I'm buying a polo, it's $70 bucks.
Every trip we went on,
Should
he went and
invoice.
bought all the clothes for that week every week. He did it every month. He went and bought six golf clothes.
I wanted to keep the people
By the
guessing,
way,
man.
Joe was talking about like how much he's like been packing and all that and everything that he's had to do. I texted Raina, who's the cleaning lady. I saw if she could come over Friday. She goes, "No, Mr. Rob, I can't do Friday. I pack for Joe." I said, Joe, what?
What?
She's
Well, no,
coming.
no.
She's coming
She's
over.
spending. I'm
for Joe.
paying her for 2 hours to help Nicole pack the kitchen stuff.
So he's saying that he's
Pack
got
the kitchen stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of kitchen stuff.
What are you talking about, Joe? Just pull it out, you wrap it, and you put it in a box.
It's a lot of work.
I told him. This is what I told him. This is what I told him about the moving thing. When you're on the front end of a move, right? That's when you have the time constraint,
Front end.
right? Because you're moving, right?
Yeah.
When you're moving from somewhere, that's when you have a drop dead date. What you need to do is you just pack everything. You just get everything into a box,
I
and
have
then when
questions.
you get there,
I have questions.
you have
Yeah,
nothing but time. That's when you open up the boxes and you decide, do I want to keep it or
But
not?
I don't
That's
have
when you
nothing but
purge.
time.
I'm not-
gonna
I'm
go-
not-
You have nothing but time.
I got to leave for Scottsdale 5 days after I move.
What if you worked 40 hours a week, Joe?
I
And you
used
had
to
move?
work 60
You used
hours
to.
a week.
Correct.
I
Imagine that and
never
having to
moved.
move. What
I
would you
will
do?
say,
I didn't move.
Some people have to move that.
I was here for 7 years, FP.
By the way, can I ask a serious question? How do you move? The only time I've ever moved, I didn't own anything.
by the way,
Do you own things now?
I have more shoes. Like how do I?
when the
how,
jet,
what do you
get
do?
a couple
you have
extra
Mr.
boxes.
Beast chocolates.
But I'm saying,
you have Prime
this guy,
Energy
yeah,
drinks.
I get.
Oh, the
dude,
Pickford
yeah.
office. By the
Pickford
way,
office.
you're going to have to find his new
Oh.
location
No, we're not
for all
doing
your
that.
mailing.
I'll
You're gonna
find
know
that
because the
shit.
delivery shit. Your whole excuse this whole fucking time was that the packages like don't come to my building. You're gonna be in the suburbs of Jupiter.
Well, who says I'm moving to the suburbs?
I'm saying
point.
Jupiter is a suburb as far as I'm
He's got a
concerned.
penthouse in West Palm.
So
Banyan Cay.
Three stories.
So he bought the building.
He got shares in the golf course.
Banyan Cay.
Still not built yet.
But it's nice.
There's no
Good thing is you get to
excuse.
finish everything.
There's no excuse to be sending meat to the Pickford office anymore. It'll still be called the Pickford office. But with that being said, if you got some goods,
He
feel-
still has issues with his delivery, though, because he's behind a gate.
You mean at his
Yeah.
new place?
I've sent him a shirt.
No, but that's fine.
And it gets sent back to me.
LA.
Chatham Anglers.
To LA.
But LA, I understand. The Pickford office is our
But
satellite
from here on out.
But in Jupiter, there's no
You know
way
where
he's
it's
not going to
gonna
have
go?
those issues.
It's going to go to the studio or the content house.
But why can't they
Or-
send it to your house? I don't
or
understand
his
why
parents'
can't.
house.
What if it's stuff you want?
Yeah.
it's motivation.
Your mom
We'll
would
send
pick
it
up
to
everything.
the office,
Dude.
and it's motivation for everybody to get there early. The earliest person to get to the office
Gets whatever you want.
Gets the pick of the litter
he
for the day.
sent me on Halloween. I open up and it's a box of chocolates. No, it was Mr. Beast.
Beast chocolates? I remember this. You told me you were going to do
So
it.
I was like, oh my god! It was like Happy Halloween from Mr. Beast. I was like, it was like last person to
did you
finish.
get
I open it. It's like this big box with like a skull, and I
Was
open
the chocolate good?
Hold on. I open it, and it was like one of those like fucking Halloween like they went flying
No fucking way.
everywhere, dude.
Awesome.
They went
Did it scare- did it scare you?
scared the shit. It was the highest, dude.
Oh, I wanted to see that so
It was
bad.
the highest vertical leap I've ever done. With that being said, delicious chocolates.
Really? Was there shit everywhere? Was it confetti and shit?
No, it was all just little bars of chocolate.
That
It's
just
sprung.
sprayed
Everywhere.
We got to eat
dude.
your way out of that.
And I did.
Yeah, I mean,
And
what are you
I
gonna
did.
do? You
It
gotta
was-
eat
they're
your way
like-
out.
It's like a combination of like a Kit Kat and like a Twix. It was pretty good.
I have a question. If we get an office, do we have office responsibilities? Like, is one person responsible for like tidying or sweeping? Is one person responsible for like?
Well, I think if we have an office, we would have a cleaning crew.
Like, do we
Isn't
have
that
like
building?
specific
Damn, are we that
responsibilities?
bougie? Are we that
no,
bougie now?
I think this is the
Can't
least
we
of our
just clean it
worries.
ourselves?
This is the least of our worries.
I'm just saying, like he could be in charge. Like Ticket would be in charge of all the pod equipment and all that stuff.
Well, Jensen's
Like,
handling the
That's
pod
actually
equipment.
nice. That's better than sweeping.
All right, now
way better
I'll
than
assign
fucking
your duties.
sweeping. Yeah.
Okay, what am I responsible for?
Everything else.
Don't buildings?
like I got
don't all
bad
these
end of
office
the stick.
buildings have like crews? Am I crazy?
Yeah, I mean, no. Yes and no.
Not
You
necessarily.
can participate in it.
How about this? Just give me a desk. Give me a
Yeah.
desktop.
Jet, do you want one of those like comfy chairs?
Whoa,
Like,
what a shot!
You talking about next year? I'd rather.
That's
I've
Martin
been
Borgmeyer.
saying this. I'd rather. a
It's
house.
Martin Borgmeyer.
I think we will get better bang for our buck
For a
with the
house?
house. Where we turn one room, we black out
place
one
will
room,
be
we
surrounded
black
with
out a
parties.
room and make it a pod studio. We make one of the bedrooms an office for you guys. Make two of the bedrooms. We put a bunch of beds in the other room for
Can I
like
live there?
crashing. No,
Okay.
you can sleep there.
The-
you can't live there.
the
Sleep there
house-
every day of the year.
The house is a
yeah, as long as you have another place.
You can sleep there until you make a hole in one on the simulator.
And then we set up the living room for like live streams, and we have like parties.
It's not. In theory, it's not a bad idea. In
Sounds good.
in
We put a-
practicality,
there'll be a lot of parties.
it could be. It could be.
We don't
bad
need a.
news.
Here's what we need.
I need a.
Here's two things we need.
Yeah.
We need a big island in the kitchen.
Yeah, definitely for food.
for
yeah.
spreads.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And we need a dining room of a size that we can put a simulator in it.
We're putting a simulator in the dining room.
I mean, we're not gonna put a table in the dining room.
There are no basements in Florida, right?
No,
Correct.
no basements. In
Are there
There are
upstairs?
attics.
There are. I mean, you have like game. You could have like a playroom.
Wait, there's
By
no
the way,
garage in
Too hot for a
Florida?
garage, though.
I miss basements.
No, there's no basements in Florida.
Really?
You're at sea level.
There are no basements
You can
here
go
either.
underwater.
I mean, in LA either.
There's alligators underground.
There's got to be basements.
No, not here.
Too wet.
Nobody has
The
basements.
soil's too
There,
wet.
there are. I've been into
There-
a
in here there
basement in LA.
They're just not very common.
But
Yeah.
they're like because the land's sloped.
I
You know
see
what I mean? Like it's like the
like in the Hollywood Hills.
yeah.
By the way, I miss basements are special,
Dude,
man.
basements are a vibe.
Yeah.
You know what has a good basement?
Everything goes in a basement.
Your mountain house has a nice basement.
Yeah, but that's not,
Not really a
really a
basement.
basement.
Kind
Yeah,
of is. but
it's
it-
kind of a basement.
But it's on ground level in the
you're
back.
right. Yeah.
It's honestly.
I had a basement when I
That's
grew up.
kind of
That's where we.
basement.
That's where all the shenanigans
Basement with
went
a view.
down.
I had a fire
We
finished
played basketball. We
basement
played baseball.
as a
We played
kid.
everything in there.
Pool table,
Oh.
big surround
Was
sound
the-
TV,
Fuck yeah, dude.
foosball table.
Foosball's
The
not
house
great.
in
It
Florida
was-
didn't that have a basement? The one with the movie theater and everything like that. That
No, that
Felt like a
again,
basement
that's
to
the-
me.
You're going in at a different level and then the back.
Because it's on a slanted
Yeah.
hill.
That's the only way you're going
that's
to
how
get
they
a basement.
catch it, man.
I'd
it
go
really
back
felt
there.
like that was
It's-
a basement.
Do you know what I think might be? Sorry to bring this about food, but low key the best meal of 2023.
Hold on.
Somebody
got
asked that
you.
question on a
can I-
podcast that I was listening to, and I heard it, and
let's all guess.
I
That's
know what
your meal?
Low key, I think one of the best
Don't
meals
say
of
it, though.
2023.
Were we all
there?
there for it?
Every one of us.
Let's all guess.
Was it on a trip?
I'll give you a hint. It wasn't at a restaurant.
Was it on a
I
trip?
got it.
It was on a trip.
I think we.
I think are we thinking the same thing?
Was
think we are.
Go on 3. I don't know it, but go on 3.
One.
You two go on 3.
2, 3.
Goodfellas?
Joe's. Oh. Was it Goodfellas?
No and no.
Not Joe's
Hang
parents?
tight.
No and
it was in
no.
order? We ordered?
We took it out.
Took it out.
Is it
I
fast
just
food?
I haven't had any. Not say I haven't had anything like this. I had.
Oh,
but
I got it. I got it now. Is it the fried chicken in
It's
Virginia?
The fry. It's
the fried chicken.
Fried
It's
chicken in
Virginia?
It's
Do
the
you
river. The
remember
river
how-
I don't
market.
remember.
Shout
I
out.
didn't know if it was the best.
Shout out River Market in Whitestone, Virginia.
Sure.
That was really good.
That was
Sides.
Yeah.
and I had it with a Miller Lite, and
Sure.
it
Crispy.
just hit so good.
And
was
then,
very
and then
good.
you take the chicken out with you onto the boat.
Oh, it was just
That shit, now that you say that, that shit hit hard.
The chicken was delicious. I'll give
Chicken
them that
was
much.
The sides were good.
awesome.
We had the cold mac and cheese, then we realized they had the warm mac and cheese. That changed everything.
Joey D. What was your favorite meal of the year?
Favorite meal of the year, man. We've had a lot of meals.
Yes, we have.
Had a lot of meals. Damn, that is really hard for me to guess. On like a Bob to Sports trip?
Yeah.
Bob to Sports trip?
Tickets like the double quarter pounder when we were in Kansas.
Triple games at the airport at 7 a.m.
That Edinburgh McDonald's hit different, dude.
I'll tell you.
I got one for you.
I'll tell you the best
It's not a
restaurant
meal.
we've been to, in my opinion,
Rayo's?
and for Bob to Sports trip is Nick and Sam's. I think in Texas is
Sure.
was my favorite. But you know, low key a
was I
meal that
there?
I really enjoyed
very-
just because it
I there?
kind of flowed into the rest of the
None
night.
of you were.
Was the night we had?
What is Nick and Sam?
What was this?
Just me and
What
Joe.
night was this?
Just me and
I thought
Joe.
you were there with
Hey,
us.
he
what
wasn't
night
on the
was
show.
this?
He wasn't on the show yet.
We went twice though.
No, we went with Garrett.
We went
Oh, is
another
that when
time
we went-
again. We went another time.
He wasn't there.
Oh, you
Is
guys.
that when we went to the
Yeah.
club after?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember
damn.
that.
That was Nick and Sam?
Yeah.
That was a great meal.
Unbelievable.
Shrimp cocktail was
They
great.
had the huge freaking
Yeah, I
tower.
think it was
Weren't.
over
That
a
was
year
pre-ticket
ago, but
era.
So that
was
wasn't
good.
this year.
No, it was over a year ago.
Okay. So
Okay,
that's
you
not this
know
year.
what was a good meal? Was when we were in Jupiter all together, and whose birthday were we celebrating? Was it your birthday or was it tickets? It was somebody's birthday, and then we went out afterwards with Ferg, and we said we were just going to do one in Orlando.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
That was Bob's birthday.
Where did we
It was your
eat?
birthday.
Where did we
We
eat
went to
though?
that one
Yeah, we
restaurant,
ate at that
and it was
place,
we
yeah.
were right near the wine cellar.
that was good.
That was a really good
Was
dinner.
that place that good?
It was pretty fucking
That
good.
was one of
yeah.
our
Middle of
best
the
nights
road.
out.
I mean, overall, it was just a great experience.
Yeah,
I thought it was an
yeah. We had
awesome,
some good
awesome
dinners.
experience.
That was our best night out.
We all went to
Taking
Rayo's
13
one
Jameson
night.
shots.
The evening we found out who Ducky O'Toole was. Do you remember that?
That was
Wait, where?
Stucky.
We all went to Rayo's.
Oh, I know.
Tick, you were there. Cutsy, were you there? We went to Rayo's, sat in the
Oh,
back.
yeah.
I know
That was
mine
a great
now.
one. I had
That's
Raising Cane's for the first time this year with all of us in Arizona.
Would you like
We went
cane
to
sauce or
Raising
cane sauce?
Yeah. Do you want? It was like. Do you want? What are the two drinks?
Would you like lemonade or sweet tea?
All I wanted was the cane. What was it called? The
Caniac. Are you talking about the Caniac combo? The 5-piece Caniac
It was
combo?
the first time I'd ever had. I'd heard about
When me and you, Yams, put together a little something with Salim the Dream.
Oh, my God.
Mastro. San and
You guys
Mastro.
put the
That was
We went to Master.
That was the first business card slap on the wrist.
Oh, yeah.
That's when we started.
you know
That's when
what?
That's when we started throwing our own cards. You know, we have a good dinner when we throw the company card in with our own cards. we go put 200 on that one, and then put the rest
You know
on
what
these
was the
cards.
best dinner? I've got it. Josh Allen
gonna
dinner.
say, no one said Josh Allen.
That's a good. That was
I was gonna say,
that was the best dinner.
Tickets out of few rough reps here,
That was
man.
the best dinner.
That was the best fucking
You know,
dinner.
I was
Yeah.
shocked no one
How
said
about
that.
how about Joe's Stone Crab in Miami?
Sure.
after
That
the
was
breezy?
so
Yeah.
good
Well,
too.
you guys weren't there for that either.
I wasn't there for that one either. Nah.
Or the iconic initiation Red Lobster dinner.
That was the
I still
best
haven't had
ever.
one of those.
How
Yeah.
about?
actually not-
Yeah.
I'm actually
you
not-
need it and you need
I'm
it.
technically
You know what? We're gonna
not
be in
part of the
Scottsdale.
channel.
No, we're not.
How about?
Free.
Do when we go back to Scottsdale, we're going to be there
I
for
had
2
a great
different weeks.
sushi meal with Bo Hostler and Jason Gore at the sushi broker
Jason
in
Gore?
Scottsdale. Jason Gore. He picked up the whole tab. Bless his heart.
Who did?
Jason Gore. Yeah.
Like put half
I
it on
was-
the
I
company
was thinking
card and then
sausage-
slide
I
his own
got
card.
one for you.
Okay.
Ass.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
man.
ahead. Let's hear it.
After Bo Hostler or
Yes.
Big Wave.
Yes.
Javier.
Javier.
The endless chip bowl.
Javier's was really
Javier's.
good.
I couldn't believe how fast the water was being refilled.
next to the Aston Martin dealership.
Oh yeah, Perez tested an Aston Martin after.
This is when I
He
realized.
test drove it.
This is when I realized
I
what,
hit my guy up.
what the outside world.
Oh, you had your guy, your
I
ass.
told her about it.
He's the best. He's the
So
best.
I think the outside
fucking awesome
world
His name's Joe
feels
something.
the outside world feels differently about what we're actually doing because we get these DMs when a guy's like, "Yeah, I've got the Aston Martin dealership here in Newport Beach. Let me know if you ever want to come take a test drive." It's like, dude, you don't understand how like money works in YouTube, and like there's 5 of us, and like the way our the way savings account and the checking account works is like I got to move some money over on my savings account over the checking account, and so I was like, yeah, like, I'm looking for a new car. I'll come take a test drive. So you and I get in this 2-seater coupe Aston Martin,
Unreal.
and the guy's like, "Don't be afraid to open her up on the thing." He's like, "There's a cop that sits down there sometimes, but other than
On
that,
the PCH.
he's like, it's 55, but don't be afraid to hit 90." And I was like, Jesus Christ,
that thing had some purr.
I was cooking up a nice carousel. I wanted to get in under the wire before
why
New Year's,
didn't you?
but that was going to be one of the
That's
videos
fine.
in there. Was
You have it?
I have a video of the two of you getting in
okay.
that. Aston
By the
Martin.
way, we really should do. I mean, everybody had their carousel. I still want a carousel out of you because you did your tribute
Yeah.
post. I was
I did
really
a
looking
reel.
forward.
Reels
but
aren't- it's carousel.
I want a carousel from you.
I spent a lot
would
of
look
time
forward-
editing that reel.
and you don't have much time.
And you know what? I banged myself because I posted it. I posted it so late in New Year's that everybody was out. It did terribly.
Oh yeah, at the time you
Dude,
posted
you
it.
just-
Yeah.
why?
I just wanted to get it out before
When
New
you know
Year's.
when you know carousels hit so hard, why did
wanted
you
a
feel
carousel
why'd
from
you
you.
do
I
the reel?
like the reel because I like the videos, and with the carousel, most of
You
them
do
are
videos.
pictures.
You should
Carousel's
post the
the cheat codes,
carousel.
dude. I told you we were talking about New Year's resolutions. My real resolution, going to the gym. Yeah, okay. My real one is post more content, which includes more carousel.
Carousel's
Young,
fun,
Dude, the carousel
Carousels
posts
are out
of
of
being
control.
able to do a picture video. I love doing picture video,
Yes,
picture video.
yes.
Is the most fun thing
Yes.
to
You know what
create.
you know why I did a reel? I'm realizing is there were so many good things that I wanted to put in that you can only do
That's
what 10
part of the carousel,
I know.
Joe.
But Joe, you
It's
get
part of
10
the game is
slides. You get
picking
10
what you
slides.
get.
That's not that much.
When I did my carousel, I went through my entire 2023, everything in my camera roll. It took me like 8 hours.
But that's a great 8 hours.
But then what I did was I'd find all the good stuff and I'd throw it into a carousel album, and then I ended up with like 50, like good quality shit. And then the hardest part was to whittle from the 50 down to the 10.
Yeah, that's really hard.
But then with half videos and half day, it was tough.
What do you think the most iconic photo of all of us is? I think
Great
it's got to be
question.
that Jupiter boat.
Jupiter
picture.
boat?
yeah.
I mean, but the
Tough on
Tualatin
Bob.
Bridge is pretty good too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a really good one.
But
That's a contender.
Jet pulled one, not a picture, but a video up that I hadn't seen of us on that Jupiter boat. We were beyond
I've got-
hammered.
We were
and
feeling free.
It was a
I got some bad
fun-
ones of you on that boat.
I got some bad ones of you too.
Sure, dude.
Dude, remember him at the end
Sure.
where he's like
He's face down. He was getting
the
in that
corner of
ass
the
up
boat?
position
Yeah.
on someone else's boat.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're not in bed yet. Bob
But that night
ordered
was not fair. That night
200
was a shit. Like all things,
Square
anything went
grouper.
that night.
Bob orders $250 in Wendy's.
70.
There's gonna be a lot.
$270 in Wendy's. Disappears from the bar.
Yeah.
Don't know where he is. Don't know how he got in the house because he didn't have the key.
Are there gonna be a lot of
And,
square grouper
watching
and the
Boston
Wendy's got
Bruins
turned
game.
away, right?
Thank God. I don't know what happened. The order got canceled. I definitely put in
Probably
the
saw
order.
it.
I was
Right.
watching the Boston
we gonna
Bruins
need
Florida
more
Panthers
wax.
game, Bob. And Ticky comes up and he goes, "We gotta find Bob." I'm like, "It's overtime, Tick." He's like, "No, we can't find Bob." Remember that?
Yeah,
I was watching the
well,
Bruins
because
game.
I left him in the bathroom. He was like, "Leave me in the bathroom. I'll be here. I'll be here. I'll be here."
Oh,
and I said, "You're gonna stay here," and he was like, "I'm gonna stay here." And then I went to go get Joe to like help me get him into an Uber. We went back to the bathroom. You were gone.
I was
You were
wrecked.
gone, and I was worried about you.
Dude, that was.
But you were okay.
Well, I
You were
that was a
fine.
bad
I refuse to. I refuse to get. I don't think I've ever blacked out, but I've gotten real close. And my biggest fear is being in public and going down has got to be one of the, like, being in public and like dropping what?
You looked at him like he did it.
Honestly, when I looked at him, I had some flash, like I had some thoughts of him almost going down. That's why
I'm looking at him like, of all the things to fear,
Yeah, that's not.
I don't
you know,
want-
the funny
I-
thing
you
with
know,
not
Bob
going to
is
be out of control.
the funny thing with Bob is that he
out
has
of
this.
control's fine, but I don't want to be the guy where you can't even have a conversation with me. Like, I always want you to at least be able to have a conversation with me, but be like, oh, he's
Do you have
hammered.
issues with like not being remembered? Like, no, not. Damn, that came out weird. Like, not like people telling you things that you did the night before that you don't recall at all.
Oh, that's-
does
yeah.
that make you a little uncomfortable?
A little bit, but I find that fun, like gathering up
As
the
long
next
as it's
morning.
okay.
Yeah.
The best part of Bob
killed the
before
guy.
he can attest to this. Before Bob actually goes down, he has an indesirable urge for a ton of food.
Oh,
but it's such
God,
an interesting thing because you
bullshit.
don't know if he's going to stay awake.
You know he's not.
So
I banged
9
you
times out of
bad.
10, that happened in
Fucking
Austin.
Austin, I
In
really
Austin
did.
too, it happened. He ordered a full meal, and then
Dude.
Prez came and knocked on my door. He goes, "Bob passed out. You
This
want some Wendy's?"
motherfucker, this motherfucker, he's like, I want a Wendy's, and I was like, look, dude, I can be that friend for you at this Wendy's. I was like, but you need to promise me you're going to stay awake. He's like, I'm going to stay awake. I called you, and you were like, dude, of course, I'm up. Like, order it. Fucking, it gets halfway there, and I'm like, Bob, it's close.
In Austin?
Crickets. Bob, it's close. Crickets. Find you. I was just going to go to bed, right? So you kept me up.
I dragged
You
you.
kept me
dragged
up
him
an
into the
extra
order.
40 minutes waiting on Wendy's that wasn't my idea. Thank God you were awake.
Yeah.
Because you could at least eat it with me.
And then the
Dude.
crazy thing is, I left the chili cheese fry or the Baconator fries, and the next morning Bob came and he's like, "You gonna eat those fries?" I'm like, "No," and he grabbed them and left the room with,
You're
with
gross.
the fries the next day.
But also, too, FP really got banked, or maybe you did, because one of you guys had to go down and
Yes.
get the 2 bags.
Yes.
And didn't you
FP
just go
did.
down for an order prior?
Yes.
Yeah, that's tough.
I went
I looked
down.
at him like it was all for him.
yeah.
He's like, "Yo, fuck Bob, man. I just had to grab 2 bags
That's always
of
the
Wendy's."
hardest part when I go to get the food in a hotel is that it's when you have multiple drinks, then it's okay because then there's like, oh, like obviously there's other people, but a lot of the time I'm the only one that gets a drink, and when you got 3 bags of food and 1 drink, it's like when you ever order Chinese food for yourself and you get a little aggressive and you open the bag and there's 4 fortune cookies. you're like, obviously this is for a family.
2 egg rolls.
Yeah, obviously 4 people ordered this, and you're like, damn, dog, that's all for me.
You know,
Perez goes, if Bob had gone
think
down
about
there,
that.
they would have thought it was a group order.
course,
But
yeah.
of course, I go down, and they just think it's all for me.
you know,
Goddamn.
you know what I can't do?
Daddy's back.
When Get her on up there now, fatty.
You want to use the service elevator?
Hey, it's fat out there.
It's fatty. Remember when Sleeves Tito's was like,
Oh, sleep.
get it, he's here. Get on up there, fatty. Press takes his 9-iron and he goes,
Not gonna change.
fatty.
I'm not gonna change, dude. Sorry.
Guy almost canned like 3
The
shots.
worst
off
is if
T-Box.
you get ice cream delivery, like me and Benjamin got Baskin Robbins the other night. I can't look the delivery guy in the eye.
he paid for the dry ice.
Yeah, dude,
That's tough.
that's such a tough. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
The ice cream delivered, and I got it in a waffle cone. That's it.
You
I-
got a delivered cone. How do they even do that?
Well,
Put it in the stand or what?
Yeah, how do they even do
They
that?
put the cone to the side, and then you scoop the ice cream in.
How do you, when you're
What?
doing that, how do you feel? How do you feel when you're doing
awful.
that?
It's terrible.
So he
It's-
comes through the door. You don't look him in the eye, but you see your ice cream, and you have to scoop it into your.
It's in a
waffle
cup,
cone that
right?
they
It's in a
brought to you?
Because they can't put if they put it in the cone with the ice cream, it wouldn't
actually
work. It would
smart.
melt.
Callaway launch event tonight, which is a lot of fun. AI Smoke, great line. We're going to go get fitted that morning. It
Right.
sounds like.
Yeah.
You know, Sebastian's there getting
Gonna
fitted
be there.
at the same time.
I think it's good.
that's great.
Yeah, because we'll be able to shoot the shit with them. We could hopefully get
What
some
are the
behind
chances?
the scenes.
Enough time because last time I got to shoot a bunch of golf balls at ECPC, so Are we gonna have enough time to get properly fitted?
Well, you don't
Well,
need
not for
to
you.
do that.
Everybody else, you're
You
just
don't
gonna be
need to have
banging
100
drivers.
drivers.
I know, but I wanted to dial it in.
All right. Well, you got
Dialed
two.
in.
We got two
You got those
bays.
AI smokes.
We got two
Importantly-
bays for 2 hours each.
You're good. You're
We're
good.
gonna get you home for the national championship, Joey D.
Well, I got to leave to move across the country the next morning, so.
But we're gonna
That's-
get you home
that's
for
a-
the
that's a
national
morning
championship.
problem.
Would you rather move knowing
Oh,
Michigan
no.
won or Washington?
I will be taking Michigan
no.
I
heavily.
can't
Okay.
root for Michigan.
It's the
though.
right play, Bob. Sometimes you just got to do it.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
What?
Somebody ripped their pants. What happened?
Oh no. We fly out the next day, so we got hotel rooms by the airport.
Oh,
Why is that bad?
because they're not going to
We'll
be with you
watching
guys.
the game at the airport.
Oh no.
We could just
We could check in late. Is there a last minute time that you can check in?
No, we can just go up there and go back.
The national championship is canceled.
And by the way, you want to know the worst thing too? It's been on my mind for quite some time.
Rayos.
Rayo's is toast.
What are you
What do you mean?
talking
What's-
about?
why is that-
I'll tell you why.
Have to be Saturday night.
Can't be Saturday night. We're doing the Chick-fil-A challenge.
We're banked.
Oh,
So
we're doing that
Saturday-
Friday.
Okay. Are
Friday.
we challenging on Friday? What are we doing?
Friday it is.
Yeah, but something real special about like Saturday night.
I want to
would've
do
been-
this. I want a proper NFL Sunday. I've never done it with you guys, which is watching the games, getting
Yeah, but
delivery,
I might get
and then
banged
to
a little
Rayo's.
bit on that
But the
day.
problem is, we still are going to have in our head that we have to go to San Diego. Like, don't
Is
get me
that-
wrong,
is
I'll
that
do
really-
it.
Is that a reason not to do it?
No,
not
but
not to do it, but it's not
the full
it's
thing.
not as nearly as enjoyable.
I mean, I agree with that. That's why I think maybe we audible to. What about tomorrow night? We play golf down here. We get back. We
That's
hang
not
out.
a bad idea.
I'd rather have 2 vids under my belt when we have that meal.
Tastes better.
Yeah, it always tastes better.
What about one podcast?
I'd like to have 2 vids in.
It's
about-
funny that I agree completely with what you're saying. I think the logic is sound. It's just funny hearing
Hearing
someone
to say it.
vocalize it. Yeah,
It's true. It's
True.
to know, like, all right, we got 2
Sure,
vids in the back.
I
I
agree.
feel
Sure.
good.
Here's 2 out. All
I
right. So
agree.
what's worse? That we don't have any videos under our belt and we're going to Rayo's, or going to Rayo's knowing we have to drive down to San Diego after the meal?
Yeah, but that's
What's
what I
the
mean.
worst one?
But that's what I mean. Rayo's,
Neither of them are good.
Rayo's is smoked in the sense of it's not that full. I wanted the Sunday with the.
Trying to run a
No,
podcast. The first time we ever went to
Rayo's,
Rayo's
we did the Sunday
was
gravy.
Sunday.
Sunday.
So it would be the last time
I
we
think
went
we
to
have to
Rayo's
Sunday
would be on
gravy
a
it.
Sunday gravy night.
On a Sunday. I think we have to get the Sunday gravy.
Yeah, Shirley did play on Sunday. Shirley, Rails in reverse. We go on track first. Salad at the end.
Do the head
But you're
bob.
right.
Sunday gravy, dude. At Rayos.
Yeah, I think that's gonna
That'd
be the
be
play.
sensational.
No,
With
I think
some-
that's what we're gonna
with
have
some
to do.
cheesecake.
We'll discuss it.
Yeah.
It's outrageous that we just had that conversation for a
Yeah.
good 5 minutes, but that's just kind of the way we do things.
Is this
here,
a food
fellas.
podcast now?
It's
Is this a food
Big.
pod?
college football started out with?
We
today.
tried.
We talked about
Yeah.
moving.
We tried to not do it, but
About
we
moving,
did it.
Joey D's move, and we got a little bit.
Let's
in
get into
there.
today's hot topic.
Talk about what's going on today with this hole-in-one challenge and how long it would take us individually if we had to hit a hole-in-one.
Are you talking about Jersey Jerry?
Yeah.
So he's probably still in that lab.
It might be, dude.
might be.
How long do you think it would? FP would be the fastest. It would be like
Dude,
A few hours,
Chance, yes, percentages, but it's luck, dude, for the ball to just go
yeah,
in the
but if
hole.
you're hitting the ball closest to the
I'm
hole,
gonna hit the most
consistently.
Sure.
You're
for
gonna have the
reference,
best chance.
sure.
But
Jersey-
Bob and I, how long would it take us? It
Jersey
could be-
Jerry, our guy, was doing a live stream where he's hitting on a simulator and he doesn't leave the office till he hits a hole-in-one, and he's going on a full day now. I think it's been
Over a
20,
day.
24 straight. It's one of the funniest streams of all time because
He's
his
currently
body is
sleeping
broken.
in
Yeah,
front of
they
the
brought a bed
simulator.
in.
Yeah,
simulator.
it's and by the way, for a video idea, it's the greatest. I mean, it's so funny and it's so good.
If you don't think I'm going to go back to my hotel room and watch him sleep for at least an hour tonight,
Well, you're not gonna watch him sleep.
100%.
That is-
I'm going to
that
watch
is
him toss.
Why are you so
Dude, he's
you're so
streaming.
enthralled?
I've been enthralled by it.
Yeah,
I'm
but watching
curious-
him
I'm
sleep is
curious-
not.
I'm
Like you
curious
watch
to
him
see how many
shoot
people-
it, not sleep. He's
Dude,
sitting there sleeping.
I'm curious
Who
to see
watches
how
that?
many people will be on that stream doing the same thing.
I got to see that too.
I got to see that number, dude.
What do you mean?
It's not going to be as low as you think.
Oh, watching him?
Yeah, it's not going to be as low as you
sleeping right
think.
now. Honestly, how long do you think it would take you?
It's hard to give it time. I mean, it would be a long. You'd have to put a mattress in that thing.
Oh,
You'd have to put a mattress in that
you guys,
thing.
I mean,
I think you'd have to do it at like an actual hole so that it would like. But the problem is, if you did that, then there's golf balls everywhere.
I
so
would
that
feel I would feel better about the simulator for some reason. I would feel more comfortable doing it on the simulator than I would a real hole. Because I
Really?
feel like with those simulators, although the one he had was so close, I feel like if you get it close enough, they just put it in. At least that's my thought. Although he came really
Got
close.
one really close. It didn't go
Yeah.
in.
He had a couple
Might
really,
be rig
really, really
job.
close ones. I'm slightly concerned, and I talked to FP about
That you
this.
can't do it.
No, that when he's on mulligan mode on the simulator, and I'm not positive that you can get a hole-in-one on mulligan mode and FP.
yeah, I mean, it's only the company's gonna know. But yeah, there's a potential that like when you do a mulligan. Because like you can't just restart the hole, like he just does mulligans. There's a chance that like when you do a mulligan, it like will literally not let the ball go in.
This is a crazy.
And
Like,
there's also a chance.
new
Did you say
development.
this? Someone said this. There's also a chance. I think it was you. There's a chance that Big Cat and Hank know that that's true,
That would be
I think it's
and
possible.
they're just letting him.
No
Nah,
I mean,
no.
I mean,
yeah, I
Big
mean,
Cat was laying next to him at the end of the night.
it's all about
I
the
know, but
content, baby.
it's a long play.
content's
dude.
king,
Content's
baby.
king.
It's all about a bit.
All right, folks. Well, shout out to Top Golf having us here today. Callaway, AI Smoke, up and at 'em. A lot to be excited about. That has been another edition, the Bob Does Sports Podcast. We're a little bit here, a little bit there, a little all over the place. But come see us at Rayo's. Bob Does Sports Podcast. We love you, folks. We appreciate you, folks. We'll see you next time.